Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Mr. Cantor, and this is Mr. Cantor's Misconception Guide. So, we're looking at this specific Explorer page, and you will see here a table which has some information for you here. What I want you to do is to please pause this video, take a look at this information presented to you, think about what do you notice, what do you wonder, and then we're going to talk about it together. All right, welcome back. This table shows 10 sixth grade students in 5 different countries, and they were asked about their travel times to school. Their responses were organized into 5 data sets. The mean and the MAD of each data set is shown in the table. So this table includes students from the United States, Australia, South Africa, Canada, and New Zealand. We could see the mean amount of minutes of their travel time to school, and we could also see their MAD minutes in terms of their travel times to schools. So with that said, let's take a look at this next question. What's going to happen here is I'm going to share with you some responses from students. It will be your job to determine whether their answers are correct or not. So let's begin. Let's read the first question to ourselves. Please pause the video, think about it, try to answer it, and then I will share with you what 2 students have done. All right, welcome back. Let's read this one together. It says, which group of students has the greatest variability in their travel times? Explain your reasoning. All right. With that said, here is the first student. Please read the student's response, think about it, and let me know. What do you think of the student's response? All right, welcome back. Let's read the student's response. This student said Australia because 18.1 minus 7.9 equals 10.2. And that's the greatest difference between the mean and the MAD. So what this student did is they looked at all the means and all the MADs and subtracted them to see which one has the largest difference. And it is true that Australia does have the largest difference between 18.1 and 7.9. That will give you 10.2. So that is definitely the greatest difference between the mean and the MAD. However, is this correct? Please pause this video. What do you think? Is this student correct or is this student wrong? All right, welcome back. If you said this student is wrong, then you are correct. One reason why this is wrong is the mean and the MAD are 2 different pieces of information, and subtracting them isn't going to yield in a response that shows you which students had the greatest variability in their travel times. Both the mean and the MAD show us something unique about the data. The mean tells you on average how long did it take these students to get to school. Whereas the MAD tells you, well, depending on your data point, how far is that point away from the mean. So subtracting those 2 values isn't going to tell you what's the greatest variability in their travel times. So we're going to look at a couple more students' responses, and then we're going to talk about what is the correct way to respond to this question. So stay tuned. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to share with you what another student did. I want you to pause the video, look at what this student said, think about it, and let me know. Is this student correct or are they wrong? All right, welcome back. Let's read the statement together. This student said the United States because the MAD is the smallest, so that means the variability is the greatest. What do you think about that statement? Please pause the video and let me know. All right, if you said this is also wrong, then you are correct. Even though the United States has a MAD, which is the mean absolute deviation of 4.2, even though that is the smallest out of all the other countries, that is actually also not the way to determine which group of students had the greatest variability in their travel times. In fact, the smaller the MAD actually indicates which group of students had the smallest variability in their travel times. So this student actually figured out that the United States has the smallest variability amongst their travel times. All right, with that said, let's move forward. I'm going to share with you what another student said, and I want you to take a minute, pause this video, read what this student said, and let me know, is this one correct? All right, welcome back. Let's read this together. This student said South Africa because it has the highest MAD. This means the numbers on average are farther from the mean. If you said this student's response is correct, then you are correct. So remember, when we are talking about the mean absolute deviation, the larger that number is, the further the values are from the mean, which means that the group of students that has the greatest variability in their travel times should be the group that has the greatest mean absolute deviation. If we look at all the data in the table, specifically for the mean absolute deviation, you will see the United States has 4.2, which is the smallest. Then we have 5.5, which is New Zealand. Then we have 7.9, which is Australia. Then we have 8, which is Canada. And then finally, we have 16.2, which is South Africa. So clearly, we could see that South Africa has the greatest mean absolute deviation, which means it also has the greatest variability of data, specifically when it comes to the travel times of students. Good work. So with that said, let's move forward. Here we have question number 2. I want you to take a minute, pause this video, read question number 2 to yourself, think about it, think about part A, think about part B, and then we will talk about it together. All right, welcome back. Let's read number 2, part A together. It says, the mean of the data set for New Zealand is close to that of Canada. What does this tell us about the travel times of students in those two data sets? Well, what do you think? Please pause the video and let me know. What do you think about that one? All right, welcome back. If you said the average travel times for students in New Zealand and Canada are similar, however, the students in New Zealand travel only about 1 minute longer than those in Canada, then you are correct. Now, the interesting thing about these types of questions is there are a lot of different answers as long as they pertain to the data shown in the table to the left. So good work with that one. Now let's read part B to ourselves and then we will read it together. So go ahead, please pause the video, take some time, read part B to yourself, analyze the table, and let me know, what do you think about that one? All right, welcome back. Part B reads, the MAD of the data set for New Zealand is quite different than that of Canada. What does this tell us about the travel times of students in those two data sets? Please pause the video, let me know, what do you think about that statement? All right, welcome back. If you said the travel times of students in New Zealand are less variable than those of those Canadian students, you are correct. We can see that the students in New Zealand have a MAD of 5.5, and we can see the students in Canada have a MAD of 8. Therefore, definitely New Zealand students' travel times are less varied than those of Canada. So that is definitely true. In addition, on average, the travel times of students in Canada are 8 minutes longer or shorter than the mean. For New Zealand students, the travel times differ from the mean by an average of 5.5 minutes. Again, there are many responses here. These are just some that coincide with the information in the table provided to us. All right, with that said, let's move forward. Here's question number 3. What I want you to do is to please pause this video, read question 3 to yourself, think about it, and then we will talk about it together. All right, welcome back. Let's read question 3 together. It says, the data set for Australia and Canada have very different means, 18.1 and 11 minutes, but very similar MADs. What can you say about the travel times of the students in those two data sets? All right, please pause the video and let me know, what do you think about that one? All right, welcome back. If you said on average, the students in Australia have a longer commute to school than students in Canada, but the travel times of students in both countries have the same variability, then you're correct. In addition, the data points are on average about 8 minutes from the mean. Again, we can see this in our table to be true. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video has been informative to you. Remember that when we are looking at tables and diagrams, there are many ways to interpret the data as long as our interpretations match that data. My name is Mr. Cantor. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Take care for now.